Good morning, folks. How you doing? We are here at Sherry's Corner Cafe, 2 Lexington Avenue in Magnolia. For now, we're here. I am Kory Curcuru, along with Maureen Aylward. How you doing?
Hi, everybody. I'm Maureen Aylward.
And we're going to be talking Magnolia today. Now, we have a whole bunch of guests lined up for you. There's a lot going on here, so we can't wait to share that with you. Now, if you haven't seen Maureen and I do this before, the whole premise of Now We're Here is to pop up in neighborhoods every couple of weeks or so. Bring on some pertinent guests to talk about neighborhood issues or topics or just have fun. And if we get to show off a great eatery or restaurant in the meantime, then all the better. So super grateful, yeah.
We're looking forward to visiting all 4 communities on Cape Ann, which we'll be doing this summer. So keep tuning in to Now We're Here. And are we ready to get going?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, let's bring up our first guest, Jan von Tetzchner from the Innovation House, which is right behind us.
Yeah.
And also...
and Guðmundur. Guðmundur is here too.
Guðmundur, come on up here. Hi, Jan.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you. Thanks for doing this.
So
GMG.
We're going to have to
Thanks,
pass...
brother.
You're going to have to just hold this.
All right.
And also pass it when you're talking. So welcome to Now We're Here.
Thank you.
Great.
So for those who don't know a little bit about the Innovation House, can you just sort of tell us a bit about that, how this all came about?
The Innovation House is a place for startups in many ways to actually visit.
Yeah.
I have an Innovation House in Iceland, and I work with a group of companies in Norway as well.
Mm-hmm.
They have something associated with the Oslo University called Startup Lab.
Yeah.
So we have these startups then coming and visiting us here at the Innovation House, and then we have some local startups as well, including my little company, which is building browsers, Vivaldi.
Right.
So yeah.
So, and we want to so Vivaldi is a website browser that you've created, and GMG, you're an employee there as well, right?
Yes, I am. I get to listen to Jon basically give out, we have a bug here, and we need to fix it.
Oh, you stomp them out,
so,
right?
we don't have very many developers here, but we have them mostly in Norway and Iceland.
Mm-hmm.
But occasionally, once a year, like now, we come... the whole company meets here in June, and it makes my life a lot easier because they're awake during my work hours. So, it's very nice.
So now tell me what differentiates the Vivaldi browser from other browsers that most people are used to, Chrome and Firefox, etc.
You want to take this one? Yeah.
Sure. Vivaldi is about adapting to your needs. This is different from a lot of the software out there is basically you have something and you're supposed to like it as it is. Kind of just a limited browser in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
In our case, we're trying to think, okay, what would make your life easier? How do we adapt to your needs? And so we have a lot more functionality than the other browsers. We have a lot of ways to arrange tabs, for example. We have speed dials, which make it easy access to your sites,
Right.
and just a lot of functionality that adapts to your needs.
So you can just customize your own experience.
Yes, and actually you can take that really far because you can have the browser change colors when you're browsing. You can even have your house lights change colors while you're browsing. There are things like this.
Mm-hmm.
We're geeks. We like having fun, and we share that fun with you.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to ask, what brought you to Magnolia to begin with?
For me, it was a process. Vivaldi is my second browser company. I built one called Opera before, and after I left Opera after 17 years, I was then thinking, okay, what am I going to do when I grow up? So I actually spent 6 months evaluating my options. I looked at places in France, in the UK. I actually traveled to different parts of the US to try to find the best place, and it's here.
Right.
This is great.
So, Jan, I wanted to ask you about how people can find Vivaldi. It's just, instead of using Google search, instead of using Firefox, for instance, they would just type in
Vivaldi.com.
Vivaldi.com and then select that as their browser, their default browser?
Yep. It's really simple. And I think what you'll find is that anything you have in all the browsers we do, we just do more of it and then better. And well, obviously, in our opinion, it's better. That's why we're building it. We didn't feel that anyone else was doing it right.
So being in the Magnolia neighborhood and being based here, what are some of your favorite things to do in Magnolia or even in Gloucester?
The people here are so friendly. That's the special thing. You walk around the neighborhood and everyone is saying hello, and I'm kind of not used to this. And people are so gracious in traffic, and they're like. So for me, a lot of it is about people being nice. Great restaurants as well. I had breakfast here this morning.
Oh yeah.
So I love the breakfast here, and I mean, I love the restaurants in the neighborhood, and generally, but for me, it is about the beauty of the nature and the beauty of the people, because people are so friendly and nice.
Yeah, we love it here. So GMG, what do you love about Magnolia specifically? Because you live here, right?
Oh,
Or you're here often enough.
I live on another beach. I actually live in Revere Beach.
Oh, you
so
do?
I
Really?
travel up
I didn't know
here
that.
yes, I do. But I get to stay at Magnolia whenever I need, at the inn, and I have a room there, and so I get to hang out with Jon more and such. It's very nice to have, when Sherry's came here, and to have a place to go in the morning for breakfast in case I forgot it, because I don't stay here all the time, so I need to eat breakfast somewhere.
Yeah.
But it is very different from being inside, like with a lot of people, like right in the middle of Revere and Lynn and all this stuff.
Right.
Here, you can go out bicycling pretty easily without being like, afraid of being run over by a car that much. But the access to the beach is great. Like that's
beautiful Magnolia
it
Harbor down the street.
Oh yes, it is.
And
Yes.
full disclosures, so we're close, obviously, and I've been to Iceland, and Jon, your hometown is very reminiscent of what Magnolia is like. It's a walking town. You're right on the ocean, the fishing community. So what role did that play in you settling your family here?
I mean, clearly, this felt like home. There are so many similarities with regards to where I come from. Actually, both in Iceland and then living in Norway. So from Iceland, you have the closest to the sea. And this, like you're right, this feels like Seltjarnarnes. You're just on the sea, and there are nice walks and actually quite friendly people as well.
Absolutely.
And similarly with Norway, I mean, people say, okay, why didn't you go to California? Well, here you get snow. Here you get seasons.
Yes, right.
We actually enjoy that. So for us, it's really important to have the seasons and have the feeling of things. And obviously you have that on the East Coast, and here with the closeness to the sea, it just feels like home.
Right. Well, we're so glad that you're part of the neighborhood, and glad to call you both friends. And we want to thank you for doing this. They have a soccer match.
Yes.
A little bit.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm kind of dressed
Wonderful.
up for soccer now. So.
I
So-
am not.
You're on the clock. Well, thanks for spending time with us. Well, we would love to do one of these at the Innovation House someday.
Anytime.
Okay,
Anytime.
great. We'll take you up on that.
Yeah, and for folks, you can look up the Vivaldi browser, any search, but then download that and use it. I use it. It's a safe experience. It's a cool experience. And again, Jon and Guðmundur, thanks so much for spending some time here. And we'll see you soon, I hope.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, have
I
a
hope
great
you win.
morning.
Have a good match.
All right, so there you go. So that was Jon von Tetzchner and Guðmundur from the Innovation House, which is right over our shoulders here in Magnolia. We are at Sherry's Corner Cafe for now. We're here. I am Kory Curcuru, along with Maureen Aylward, and we are going to be funneling in more guests. Are you ready for the next guest?
Well, I just wanted to talk about the exciting thing, how exciting it is to have Jon
Oh,
here
yeah.
and the Innovation House, because who really knew or who knows that there's an actual company here building a web browser, and someone who's so accomplished in that field in Europe. And we have that here in Gloucester in the Magnolia neighborhood. So it's wonderful.
It's amazing.
It's
and
really
Jon
great.
founded the Opera browser, which had close
Right.
to 500 million users worldwide. Like, that was a big deal. Like, they bought out Netscape, and to have him here with his new company, and you see how happy everyone is to be here, because in Iceland it gets like maybe 50 degrees or so in the summer.
So this is warm.
They can't believe it. Yeah, this is like equatorial to them. So
All right, well, let's bring up our next guest,
yeah, who's
Kim
next
Sardo.
today? Is it Kim?
Kim Sardo's next, and Kim is from the wellness community here in Magnolia.
Yeah, Kim.
So we're pleased to welcome
We're
her.
gonna get Kim on the mic.
We're going to get Kim set up.
Good morning. And Kim is from
Hi, Kim.
Ayurveda Wellness, which is right down here at the corner of Lexington and Flume Road in Magnolia. Good
You
morning.
just have to speak right directly into the microphone.
How's this?
That's good. Kim, it's lovely to meet you. I haven't met you yet, but Cory's
Same here.
told me so many wonderful things about your work that you're doing here.
Mhm.
Could you explain the what you're doing, and also this coalition of
Sure.
wellness that you have here in Magnolia? It's
Yeah.
pretty special.
Yes, it is. Well, Magnolia in general is pretty special. There's a vortex here, so a lot of really great energy. So it's no surprise that 8 of us that are all involved in wellness ended up on the same street. So that started
amazing.
Wellness on Lexington, which we had our first open house last week.
Mhm.
So I am one of the co-owners of Ayurveda Wellness Healing, as Kory mentioned, down the street. And Ayurveda is a 5,000-year-old proven science, and it really treats the person as a whole. And if somebody comes in with what we call issues with your tissues, or some type of disease, or just whatever discomfort, we really don't care about that, because that just signals to us that somebody's out of balance, and we go in and find the root cause. So that's pretty much what Ayurveda is.
Can you explain what you do?
Sure.
And how you do it?
Sure. So we offer Ayurvedic wellness consultations. The first one is 90 minutes in length, and we work one-on-one with the client, health questionnaire. So it's a consultation. And then from there, we just kind of set up, if you want to call it a treatment plan or a guideline. It could include lifestyle, diet, mind, could include all of it. So if we happen to kind of supplement with supplements, some type of herbs, that's really just to get to the person back to being balanced, not so much about staying on supplements for the rest of your life, if that makes sense, because the body's pretty intelligent. It knows what to do. Yeah. And then we also do body work geared towards Ayurveda. So we offer Swedish massage, things that most people might know about in body work. We also offer reflexology, marma point balancing. There's 108 meridians in the body. Also craniosacral work, and then Abhyanga. Abhyanga is similar to Swedish massage, but in Ayurveda, what we do is we add different herbs to the oils to help balance the imbalance. So that's kind of where we collaborate together. So let's say you came to me and you were suffering from migraines, and Kory came to me and he was suffering from migraines. 90% chance you're both going to walk out with different treatment plans, because it's not about the migraine. So, and if we feel that body work would be essential for you, which more times than not it is. It should be. It's not a luxury anymore. It's really a necessity. We would work closely with one of our other partners that does all the body work and saying, this is where Kory's imbalance lies, this is where your imbalance lies, and these are the kinds of oils you need to be using. We offer a lot of events, a lot of workshops, a lot of different practitioners come in. Book signings, poetry, crystal, chakra clear healings.
Well, so let me ask you this, Kim. Why? Because Magnolia is a tricky place, and it's quiet, but like your business thrives here, and Wellness in Lexington is doing really well. What is it about this area that that is making these businesses work?
I mean, what isn't about this area? Look at it. It's just and Gloucester's a pretty good sized city. Magnolia is just a great little niche from that. And, if you go back into the history here, and you probably know better than me, but this is where, the rich and famous came to play all summer long. So there's obviously something that attracts everybody besides the beach and the ocean air. There is an energy that just exists. And it's taken us, we've been here for about 4 years. And there was a transition going on the street at that time. There was some retail. And like I said, before you knew it, we kind of like woke up in January and said, my goodness, there's 8 of us here now, all offering different wellness modalities.
Right.
And that is where we came up with, let's do an open house and Wellness on Lexington.
Do you think that there's a relationship between that, more of the acceptance of alternative therapies?
Oh, yes.
Because that's grown over the last 5 years, for instance, and people are engaging in them. I mean, even the healthcare practitioners are saying, recommending different kinds of alternative healthcare modalities.
Well, it's, for instance, in medical school, they're starting to offer nutrition classes, which is, that's kind of basic,
right?
But I get it. Obviously, a doctor has a lot to learn. There's, and Western medicine is needed. It's just, as Westerners, we've abused it. You get a sniffle and you go running to the doctor. You want a Z-Pack, which is 3-day, quick day antibiotic pack. When 9 out of 10 times you don't need that. And then you get into the gut health that gets destroyed from all the antibiotics. That's why there's superbugs that now can't be treated. So yeah, I think people are looking for different alternatives. Health insurance are starting to accept. It's kind of a slippery slope, because when they accept, they also dictate, and that's not great for the client or the patient. But I think yoga has come Ayurveda and yoga are sister sciences. Now, if you go back 10 years ago, just take Gloucester, you couldn't find a yoga studio but one. And that was Janet Green Garrison with Yoga with Health.
Right.
And there's 5?
Oh my goodness, there's so many, right?
Is there one on?
Yes, and North Shore Restorative Yoga is right below us, down on Lexington Avenue. Yep. So that, being sister sciences, treating the mind, body, whole. A lot of people will go to yoga, and then from there, they're starting to say, "Oh, I'm feeling better." I just don't feel like smoking the cigarette anymore, or I just don't want that bag of Fritos anymore. So, let me look at this, let me look at that. And then workshops help. So like-minded people. So maybe you're attracted to crystals, or maybe you're attracted to poetry, and there's somebody coming to do a poetry reading, or a friend drags you along. And then from there, it just kind of opens up. So we're thrilled. We love Magnolia.
So there's Ayurveda, there's yoga. What else is available?
So there's Ayurveda Wellness Healing. There below us is North Shore Restorative Yoga. We have Beauport Hearing Center, who's been here for a while. I think you might be hearing from Dave a little bit later. I'm going to put me on the spot. Four Directions Integrative Health.
Yeah,
There's
with Grace.
Inspire Bar and Fitness.
Inspire Bar and
Ashley.
Fitness, which is great too.
There's,
That's across the street. And then we have
Sound Therapy.
the Sound Therapy with Christine. And we also have
Alyssa Cohen's place.
yes, that's Light Bean Studio.
Light Bean, yeah.
And there's also
What
next
is
door
that?
to Inspire, there is also a new spa that just opened up.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. And oh gosh, Jillian, please. I'm sorry, I forgot the name.
Oh, Jillian Blaisdell's place.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Deep.
Deep.
Zero help from the
But anyways,
spring.
you know what? Just come down to Lexington and
Yeah.
take a walk. Some of us are by appointment only, but some of us are open. Just take a peek inside.
It's
There's-
really wonderful that you're all concentrated here. It's like you can just
and we all
walk down
offer
the
something
street.
different, which
Yeah, you
is
walk
really
down the
great.
street
We
and
complement each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
If people want to learn
That's
more
great.
about Wellness for Lexington, you can find, I know you have a dedicated Facebook page.
No
for that,
website, but designated Facebook page, Wellness on Lexington. We post our individual events, and like we did our open house and you did the video for us, we'll create those events on that Facebook page as well.
Right? Awesome.
So, and from there, you'll be able to see all the listings of all the businesses as well.
That's good.
So-
Congratulations.
Yeah,
what nice
thank
work.
you. And thanks for being here.
Sure.
Yeah,
We're
we
happy to
hope
be here.
make this sort of a regular thing.
Awesome.
All the different spots in Magnolia. There's a lot to explore.
Awesome. Yeah, so that first open house was really great.
Awesome.
Yep. And we're looking to do that again in the fall.
Oh, good.
So stay
Oh,
tuned.
wonderful. I was going to ask you
Yeah,
about that.
stay tuned.
You answered my question.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
Kim Sardo from Ayurveda Wellness and Wellness on Lexington. Thanks for your time.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it.
Good to
Lovely
see
to see
you.
you.
Bye,
Thanks a
hon.
lot.
Great seeing you. Thanks for
We'll
doing
spread,
this,
we'll
Kim.
spread the word. We hope this helps.
Awesome. So if you're just tuning in, folks, we're here and we're at Sherry's Corner Cafe at 2 Lexington Avenue in Magnolia. If you're floating around town and want to pop by and have something quick to eat or drink and come say hi, you can do that.
Yeah, come and visit.
Yeah.
We love that.
We've already spoken to representatives from the Innovation House and a representative from Wellness of Lexington, which it's really weird. There are, I think, 8, there might even be more than that, of these holistic healing businesses around town. And just here on this one street.
Yeah,
So
what a
good news
wonderful
from
group.
Magnolia.
What a wonderful thing to see Lexington Avenue come back to life with all these wellness companies. And so we have somebody in the wings here, Donna Ardizzoni. You might know Donna from her work at GMG
Hi,
and Good Morning Gloucester. Hi, Donna.
Grab myself up here.
And Magnolia
So
resident.
speak right into the microphone.
Thank you very much. How is everyone today?
Great.
Good. So Donna, I want to ask you about Strawberry Cove because you live on Strawberry
I
Cove.
do.
And it's such a beautiful, beautiful spot in Magnolia. What do you love about Magnolia? And I wanted to ask you too, some of your favorite spots.
In Magnolia, well, I love the pier. Hopefully that is going to be repaired very
Right.
soon. I love, Shore Road.
Mm-hmm.
Shore Road is beautiful. It's, you can walk. I love Strawberry Cove. It was like a little God wink that we found it 16 years ago. It was,
Yeah.
I call it a God wink because, we just saw a sign and it was like, within 8 seconds, I knew that was the house for me.
Really? That's exciting.
Yes, and I love Sherry's Corner Cafe here. As
You're a regular.
I'm
Yeah,
a
you're regular.
regular. She's
You
on my
love this
budget.
place.
Yeah, we have a
Sherry's is
budget.
on your budget.
And we have the Magnolia Farmers Market now.
Yeah, so
Right.
let's
That's
talk about the farmers market because you're a vendor at the farmers
I am.
market. And could you tell the folks that are watching what the farmers market is like and who's there and
We had
What's
our
up?
first one on Sunday, June 9th. It was great. It was so much fun. The weather was beautiful. It's 9 to 12, so it's
On
not
Sundays
cutting on
now,
a
right?
Sunday.
I think that's a great move.
So you're not cutting into beach time, which I don't want anybody cutting into my beach time. Even if you have company coming,
Yeah.
Marshall's Farm Stand, Alana has done a wonderful job. Seaview Farms is here. There was a lot of people moseying
Oh,
in and
perfect.
out,
Yeah.
and it was very, very well attended, and I hope it continues to be because it's a nice time. after church, after breakfast. You know, I mean, it was a really fun time. I look forward to it now.
And another cool facet about Magnolia, a lot of people don't know about, there's no metered parking.
Right. It's
So
free
you can
parking.
park and walk anywhere you want to be. Like, I mean, the beach is right down there, the pier is right there, the ocean's right there.
Only
so-
the locals would know that.
Yeah. But I mean, we also have, and we're not too far from downtown, which
Right.
I like the fact that I can get to Stage 4 Park in 5 minutes.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
not deal with, you know, coming from the other side. And that's why I like Magnolia so much.
So I want to ask about your photography. Is this like a full-time hobby for you?
Yes,
Yeah.
but I also have a full-time job.
Right.
But I really love it. There's so much to look at up here. You know, people say, "Oh, you took a beautiful picture of the Annisquam Lighthouse." I'm like, "Have you seen it?" You know, it's
Yeah.
it's all there for
Yeah.
you. I have photos hanging in places. I have a couple of Sherry's and a couple of galleries, and it's been a lot of fun. It's kind of used my other brain,
Yeah.
you know, because I'm a business manager, so it's used the other side.
And so what attracts you? Is it nautical?
Yes,
Is it, okay.
I'm a beach bum.
Yeah.
And an ocean girl and a city girl. So I like the combinations that we have and the things that go on. And it's amazing up here.
What are some of your favorite spots here in Magnolia to photograph?
It's the pier, probably.
The pier,
and
right.
I mean,
You love the pier.
I love the pier.
So what is it about the pier that you love?
Because I live in an area that has a pier. You know, I mean, I'm a girl originally from Somerville, Mass. You know, there was no piers there.
So we're going to take a 1-minute break.
sure.
And we'll be right back with Donna Ardizzoni.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Now We're Here. I'm Maureen Aylward here with Kory Curcuru. And we're sitting here with Donna Ardizzoni. And Donna's a local from Magnolia. And Donna, I wanted to ask you about swimming.
My
Because
passion.
You wear your bathing suit underneath your clothes
I do.
all through the
I do. I wear my bathing suit under my work clothes.
Yes, she does.
Because I'm not wasting any time.
And you've been in the water already.
I
this
have
year.
been.
It's like
So-
58 degrees.
Yes, it was.
So-
You only dunk, you get a little headache
Yeah.
going in.
So this is a favorite thing that I love about you. And where are your favorite swimming holes? Like,
I go right here to Magnolia Beach.
yeah.
I love Winkashik as well. I think Winkashik is a beautiful light, and it's when I take my grandchildren there, they just think that's so funny. You can just walk and walk and walk.
Right.
Good harbor. I'll go swimming anywhere you want me to. I mean, because my bathing suit's with me because I don't want to waste any time.
So do you just go for dip?
I bless myself before I go in.
just for
Just,
for good
just in
luck.
case.
That was my mother. Bless yourself before you go in. Yeah, just you know that water is chilly right
Yeah.
now.
Yes,
and I
indeed.
love to kayak too. So kayaking right here, going around Kettle Island, off from Pavilion Beach, going around 10 Pound Island,
Yeah.
and having your lunch on the island. You're having lunch on an island, I call it.
Yeah, that's great.
So, in Annisquam, I mean, it's a great place to kayak. We have so much fun kayaking.
So you've been active your whole life?
Yes. Yeah, no one can keep up with me. That's what my husband says. I think it's because I'm the oldest of 4. Then I had 4 children. So, you know, you have to keep
them moving.
Yeah, you got to keep moving or you'll lose it, you know, and I don't want to lose it. So we keep,
Well,
we
that
keep
is an
moving.
inspiration.
So Donna, people want to learn more about you or find your photographs. How can they do it?
Ardizzoniphotography.com. I have a website. I'm on Good Morning Gloucester as well.
Right.
I have a Facebook page, Ardizzoni Photography. And also, if you want to join me on our cleanups on Saturday mornings.
That's right.
That's right.
It's the 1 hour at a time gang.
Yeah.
1
very
hour at a
cool
time
work.
again.
1 hour
What
at a
did
time.
what did you say this morning? Extreme.
I'm ELA, Extreme Litter Awareness.
Yeah.
So we go out for an hour on Saturday mornings, 8 to 9, and just pick a spot, and we have it all planned. We just do it. We get yellow bags from the DPW, and they come and pick it up, and it's a fabulous thing.
Oh,
And you can
cheers to
find
that.
out about your next one day at a time game.
Yes,
on
on
GMG. usually.
GMG, Facebook.
Right.
You know, call me. Go on my website. You know, I mean, if you need anything, 'cause
You're easy to find.
I am easy to find.
And you'll find her at Sherry's
Oh,
most mornings.
Yeah. She's at a
Especially
Sherry's or
through
she
the
has
summer.
shattering teeth somewhere out there.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
find
sure.
her at Magnolia Beach.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you, Donna,
Thank
for
you
spending some
very
time
much,
with us.
Kory.
Donna.
We appreciate it.
Maureen.
I'm sure we'll see you around the neighborhood.
You will. You'll see
And
me
you can see
about.
Donna definitely at the farmers market, right?
That's right.
Coming
Sunday
Sunday morning.
Sunday mornings at the
Lexington
Magnolia
Avenue. Thank you,
Farmers
Donna.
Market. Thank you, Donna.
That was fun.
Yeah, Donna,
Oh,
thank
so we
you.
should also point out that we're actually hoping to have another Now We're Here on Wednesday, June 26th from the altar at St. Peter's Fiesta, right in
Fiesta.
St. Peter's Square there.
Yeah, so we're excited about doing some Fiesta coverage this year.
Yeah.
We're going to be live. We're not sure what time yet, but probably about the same time. And we're excited about just featuring all things Fiesta, people, food, just traditions. So make sure that you tune in or look at our website, 1623studios.org for more information, or our Facebook page. You can find us also on Instagram and Twitter.
You got it. All right. Ready for our next guest?
Let's do it.
We're going to learn some stuff now.
Dick
Mr. Dick Wilson.
Good morning.
Well,
I didn't know
recently
you were
Dick.
going to be here. How are you?
Good.
If I'd known that, I would have come earlier.
What's up, Reg? Well, first of all, we want to say congratulations on the dedication of the Mados Field
Yes.
left field corner.
The pole.
In your name, the pole.
The pole.
For being, well, this is
My
for
gosh.
obviously all your years of service and dedication to youth sports, et cetera, et cetera. And I didn't know that you were actually the first Little League pitcher to throw pitches.
Can you tell us about that? Because I didn't know that either.
Well, it was so long ago, I can hardly remember. Actually, what was it? 63 years ago, I think it was.
Wow.
I was 13 years old. The Little League had just started in Gloucester. Prior to, nobody had any interest in the Little League kids. And I literally did throw the first pitch at Mados Field.
Huh.
Where that pole was home plate.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
so it
and
was
that's-
like switched around.
It was switched around. And there used to be a brook that goes down through there. And if you look in March and April, there is a brook that goes down through there.
Uh-huh.
The Conservation Commission, fortunately, doesn't know anything about it, so we can do whatever we
They might know now.
They do.
They know now,
It's
Dick.
a little late, but that's all right.
So
Yeah.
one thing I want to talk about right off the bat is all the work you've done for the Magnolia Pier fundraising committee.
Yes.
And maybe you can just give us an update on what's going on with that.
Well, as of last night, the City Council agreed to fund another funding to pay for the increased cost of the pier. The pier itself, the bid that went out, the low bid was not appropriate. So it was the next low bid, and we had to get more money allocated, which we did last night.
Did you order this truck to come exactly as you
Yes, why not? Sure. And he's going to be there because he's gone to Dunkin' Donuts to get a coffee,
That's better.
which is all right.
Well, let's hope that the truck moves. There's a waste truck making its way through town. It just happens to be
Well, yeah,
happening
today,
right now.
today's trash day, trash and recycling in Magnolia. Ward
Yes.
5 today.
Well,
Right.
no problem. We'll. Oh boy, here he goes again. We'll persevere.
So, Dick, can you tell us what all the work that led up to raising this money to begin with for the pier? Now, the pier got wiped out a couple of
Yeah,
years
it got
ago.
wiped
It's in
out in a
rough
bad
shape.
storm.
Yes. Well, and it was on the last legs anyway when the storm showed up,
Yeah.
and it totally got messed up, and it certainly should not have been used and isn't being used. Then we had a great fundraiser down at the Manchester Bath and Tennis. We raised a significant, almost $100,000 that night.
Right.
Wow, it's
Big night.
amazing.
Yeah, we've had some individual contributors kick in. So just for the record, we have about $150,000 in our neighborhood till, if you will, towards the pier.
Uh-huh.
In
We-
addition to the money that the city is going to be kicking in, or is that?
We'll offset. We promised that we would raise some money, and if the city bonded the entire amount, we would raise additional funds to take that bond down less than what is needed. And we're going to live up to that. In fact, I think on the 27th of July, is it July?
Yeah.
We're going to have a fundraiser down here at the landing,
Right.
which the Lions Club used to have, which was a whole lot of fun, and it was an
Oh, the old
Saturday all day and
Yeah.
auctions and whatever else. And we're going to have that, and that'll be a lot of fun. And we'll raise a lot of money doing that.
How much are you going for? Do you have
At least a
goal
quarter.
amount?
At least $250,000. And now with that new number, there goes our friend. He's had his coffee and
Later.
he's leaving. He's a very nice man. In any event,
That was your mom who did that.
Yeah, I believe it.
she just came back from there too. Good for her.
Yeah.
Anyway, we promised that we would raise at least $250,000, and I think we will. And
Well, if you're involved, you certainly.
well, no.
You've been involved in so many fundraising efforts over the years. I mean, significant ones too, Newellfield and so many others. How do you do it?
I just know the right people. That's all. You get to know the people, and everybody wants to help. It's just they don't know what to do.
Uh-huh.
So I tell people what to do, and it's kind of it works.
Now, how long have you been in Magnolia?
56 years.
Really?
56 years.
So can you explain to people, for those outside of the area who don't understand how much like the pier, something as simple as that means to
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
here?
Well, there are people in my age group that's a rite of passage, that you do go down to the pier. You jump off the end, fortunately at high tide, and when you've arrived at being accepted in the community, I have 3 or 4 grandkids who were when they're 2 or 3 years old, jumped off the end of that.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's very important to the families. And it's been a tradition over the years, and it isn't just here. It's also Manchester, who also are interested in having that pier
Right.
rehabbed.
Because Magnolia Harbor is split in half, right? I mean,
a
part
little-
of it is in Gloucester and the other half is in.
Actually, most
In
of it
Manchester?
is in Manchester, but the docks itself are ours. So we've arrived at a conclusion and a negotiated agreement with Manchester that will split some of the funds that you need in order to moor your boat there. So we've had cooperation everywhere. It's just a matter of being patient, talking to the right people, and doing what you say you're going to do.
So is there something else on your plate now in the future, or we're still working this pier thing?
Well, we're on the pier thing, but there is a 400th anniversary coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Right, that's right. Gloucester's 400th anniversary is coming up in
It
a couple of
happens to be
years.
1923, and has something to do with 1623, maybe.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
In any event, the answer is yes, and we're gearing up, and we've got some really good people heading up the group. We've got Bob Gillis from the Cape Ann Savings Bank, and
Ruth Pino.
Ruth Pino, who's one of the all-time great icons in the community, and Bruce
Bruce
Tovey,
Tovey.
former mayor, and a doer and a mover and a shaker, and they're doing a good job, and this will be fun.
So what is your role?
I'm advising them at this particular stage with my wife Sue to try to tell them how to, not necessarily individuals to approach, but what we need to do for the way of the story, how we need to make sure that the story gets out, and people really. So we have a 400th anniversary. So what? Well, that's the answer. What is it, and how important can it be to what we're trying to do?
Very cool. So now if people want to help out with the Magnolia Pier or with this 400th committee, how can they do that? Do you know any shortcuts there?
I'm sure.
I think there's a website for
There is.
Gloucester 400th,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And we believe this next event for the pier is July 27th.
Yes.
Down at the,
Oh.
there's a
At the
community
landing.
of open
At the
event, right?
landing, yeah.
At the landing, okay.
So Dick, you've been a resident of Magnolia for a long time. What are some of your favorite things to do down here, or spots, or what do you love about living in Magnolia besides living so close to Kory? I
Well,
know that's a favorite thing of yours.
what I always have loved doing is sitting at the landing, obviously down by the beach, at the chairs down there. We have benches that have been donated and given for the people that have passed and have helped over the years. Tony Muller, for example, and Billy Rose
Great guy,
and
yeah,
others. And I just like to sit there and watch out over a clear night, clear afternoon, and you see Boston in the distance. And that is so cool to look out, and here you are in your own little nice little web here, and you look out over 500,000 people in the city of Boston. I really enjoy that. That's more than anything. And just knowing people. I enjoy the people here, and we're just a nice, tight-knit community with a lot of nice people.
It's great.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your time.
Thank you,
Oh,
Dick.
I really appreciate it.
I
So-
got you
Good to
back
see
on
you.
TV.
Yeah.
Got you back on TV
I'll
again.
tell you what, I'll tell you my Ted Williams story now, the next time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, save that.
You know I love that story. Bye, Dick.
Thanks, Dick.
Thank you for joining us.
That was Dick Wilson.
That was-
And like I said, we have a big fundraiser for the Magnolia Piers coming up July 27th, but it looks like it's all systems go for the rebuild of that. which
Of
is
the
good
Magnolia
news.
Pier, which is
Yeah.
so meaningful to so many people who live here.
I jumped off.
You jumped off?
I had to.
I've never jumped off.
I might have
pier.
got pushed off.
I've gone up and down the ladders on the side to
yeah,
get to a
to get
dinghy
out.
before, but
David, you want to come on?
so
Step
we have
right
another guest,
Yeah, this is David Bergeron from Beauport Hearing Care, just a couple doors down.
David
Good
Bergeron.
morning.
Lovely
Good to see you.
again.
It's nice to be here.
Thanks for doing
Thanks
this.
for asking
So
me.
speak directly into the mic.
Okay.
So we can get your
Hello,
audio.
everybody.
So, why don't you just a quick word about what Beauport Hearing is all about?
Okay, Beauport Hearing Care is holistic hearing health. All right. We're a hearing instrument practice. That means we provide hearing aids and we do hearing testing. And Judy is also
This is your wife, Judy Bergeron, yeah?
Judy is my wife. She's the specialist,
Yeah.
Judy Hodge Bergeron. And she's a tinnitus care provider. So there are things you can do for tinnitus. The first thing is to get evaluated and come in and talk about what's going on, because there are many different causes for tinnitus.
And that's ringing in the ear.
Ringing or noise in the ear, yes. Yeah. So we do hearing amplification, that means hearing aids. We do oral rehabilitation, because hearing is about the brain as well as the ear. So, and everyone's here, you know, everyone's hearing is like a fingerprint. It's unique, right? The audiogram tells you some of the story, but not the whole story.
Right.
So we work with each person and help them with amplification, and then we coach them with social strategies, and we have programs for auditory training, because you can practice hearing better. Believe it or not, you can improve your hearing
Really?
by
Like,
practicing.
How?
Yes.
Okay, you have to explain that, because I'm interested in that. Too many rock and roll shows for me.
Well, first you want to protect your hearing, okay? So that is avoid the loud noise, okay? Sustained loud noise especially.
She has me in this ear now.
And then you want to eat right, because we're finding out too that underlying all of our neurological things is our environmental issues, and the food that we eat is very important. Food is like medicine, so it does affect. And you know, there are some longitudinal studies showing that a good, healthy diet will reduce your chances of age-related hearing loss down the line by 30%.
And you mean whole grains, vegetables, you know, whole foods?
Whole food, organic, whole foods, very important. Exercise, you know, stay socially engaged. Staying socially engaged is very important for brain health. And if you're not hearing too well, it's hard to stay socially engaged.
Right.
Well, now, I want to ask, so how do you end up landing here in Magnolia on Lexington Avenue?
How did we get here?
Yeah. And why? Like, what? So, like, because this neighborhood's working for you.
It is. And
With
a
all
lot
the
of
wellness, we just had Kim Sardo
right.
on talking about the illness.
So that's pretty exciting.
But I want to answer the question
Oh, yeah.
about what do you do? So we have
Right.
exercises, or we have a computer-based
Yeah.
programs, and you can practice listening and to rapid speech, and the program will practice with you. It'll practice short-term memory, so we have that. So that's one of the ways that we help. So there are different exercises and games to help improve your auditory processing. All right. So why did we choose Magnolia?
yeah.
Magnolia. Well, it was about over 4 years ago. We just drove by and we saw the opening, but it's such a beautiful place. But we also noticed that there's other businesses on the street opening up that are related to health and wellness. So, and since we moved here, there's been more and more businesses coming on that support health and wellness
Right.
across a lot of different areas. And so there are 9 businesses now that have come together, and we're calling ourselves Wellness on Lexington. So Beauport Hearing Care is just one of the 9 practices.
So I have a question about hearing aids, because sometimes you notice that a friend or a family member that might not necessarily be too old, but is having trouble hearing, and they might need a hearing aid. So how do you go about talking to them, like a young person or a younger, older person? I'm not talking about someone who's 90. I'm talking about like maybe a 60-year-old or someone who's having trouble, and hearing aids are often poo-pooed by saying, oh, that's for somebody older. I don't need those yet. How can someone engage?
It's a really good question, and everyone's asking that question because we know that hearing is such an important issue. Dementias and Alzheimer's are advancing very quickly. So, and hearing is a component of that. So we want to, what can we do to prevent these things from happening before they happen? So the advice is from the research that you need to pay attention to your hearing when you're younger, right? You really, even when you're a child, you want to protect your good hearing. That means healthy diet, okay? And stay away from the loud noise. Those are the main things, for earplugs, right? If you can't avoid the loud noise, you want to get hearing protection. And today you can get custom fit hearing protection. It'll fit snugly right in your ear canal, and you can put filters in there so that you can hear normal speech but filter out the loud, excessively loud sounds that are harmful. So those are the things you can do. So starting earbud. Well, you want to be careful about that because the volume, there doesn't seem to be volume control on a lot of these devices, and people are listening too loud. This is one of the suspicions for young people, to avoid the excessive volume with the earbuds. So for young people, it's about hearing protection. Avoid the noise, eat healthy, and get earplugs if you can't avoid. But in your people are starting to lose their hearing very gradually in their 20s and 30s. 1 in 5 teenagers has a permanent hearing loss today.
That was me.
So, and we think it's the two causes. We think it's the excessive loud noise, probably playing too loud music in your ears.
Yeah, Walkmans came out when I was a teenager.
And then, of course, a healthy diet. So those are the two things. But when we get into our 30s and 40s, we really should test our hearing regularly. Right. And attend to it if there's starting to be a loss, because you don't realize how much you're missing. You lose it gradually over years. So you really don't notice that you're not hearing the birds anymore. You don't notice that you're not hearing the crickets anymore. Right. And you don't realize that you're misunderstanding your companion's speech, and they're saying something, and you think they're talking about something else, and it can at times be very funny.
Right.
And other times, not very funny at all.
Well, and we also want to point out that, go ahead, Dave.
So we address a lot of social strategies along those lines about how to make sure you don't miss. And just because somebody gets a hearing aid doesn't mean they're not going to miss something. I mean, we all miss things, even if we have normal hearing.
True.
So the social strategies are good for everyone, no matter how they hear, right?
Well,
how well.
And I was saying that we want to raise a glass to you and your wife, Judy, because you do a lot of volunteer work. You do a lot of free hearing tests for people. You work very closely with the veterans groups here and churches and whatnot. So, I mean, hats off
the
to you.
Starkey Hearing Foundation.
Yeah, which is
wonderful.
That's wonderful.
Wonderful organization.
Thank you.
So if people want to learn more about Beauport Hearing Care, how can they do that, David?
Well, we're
Walk
right here.
over.
Come on down to Sherry's for lunch and make an appointment right next door. I mean, everybody on Magnolia just loves Sherry's Corner Cafe.
This is great.
So come. So we're right next to it. So all you have to do is find Sherry, and we're right here. Make an appointment. Give us a call. We're on the web at beauporthearing.com.
Well, David,
and
thank you
also
so
on
much.
Facebook.
Yeah, we appreciate your time this morning.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thanks
popping
for
by.
Here. Thanks for asking me.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much for all that
Have a
really
great
informative
day.
information.
Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
All right, we'll be in touch soon, David. David Bergeron, Beauport Hearing Care, 8 Lexington Avenue in Magnolia. And thanks again for your time, David.
So you're watching Now We're Here from 1623 Studios. I'm Maureen Aylward, and I'm sitting next to Kory Curcuru, my host.
And here comes Sherry.
That's great. So we're going to have Sherry and Chris Karvelas come out, owners
Sherry!
of Sherry's Corner Cafe.
Look at this.
Oh, this is so beautiful.
So anywhere out here is fine. Beautiful. How are you?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Good. Thanks so much for having us today, Sherry.
So Sherry, I'm going to just hold this mic for you, so you can talk. Thank you so much about this beautiful spread. So you do breakfast and lunch?
We do breakfast and lunch, but whenever we're open, we serve breakfast all day.
Oh, that's key.
Yeah,
Sure. How long have you been here now?
We opened in February of 2018, so a year and a half almost. Yep.
How's it been so far?
It's been great. Yeah, the people of Magnolia have embraced us and
amazing.
Supported us. It's been wonderful.
So can I tell you one thing, Sherry?
Sure.
From most of our guests who are on this morning, all had either already been here today,
They have.
or they all spoke highly of it.
They're regulars.
Yeah, they're regulars, but they've also become friends. They're here so much. Yeah. It's been great.
It's really cool. I want to also another cool facet to Sherry's Corner Cafe is you offer 20% discount to all police, fire, active military, and veterans.
Yep. And
this
all
is
day,
husband
any
Chris
day.
was both, right? Military
he's a Marine,
and a
and he was he's a retired firefighter.
Yeah. So let me ask, how do you find, were you looking to be in Magnolia, or how did this come about?
No, it was actually my parents-in-law. They play cribbage down the street.
Mm-hmm.
They drove by and saw the Felice sign, and it's something I'd talked about wanting to do in the future. And 2 weeks later, I signed the lease.
That's fantastic.
It happened so fast
Wow.
that if I thought about it,
Right, you
I don't
wouldn't
know
have
and
done
done
it.
it. I would have analyzed it too much, but it was so quick. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, Gloucester's like the breakfast capital of
It
the
is.
world,
It is.
right?
It
There's
is.
so many.
It is.
Magnolia is
wonderful-
not.
It is not.
This is why
Well, we
Sherry's
are.
killing it right now.
So a lot of people know about the other breakfast places that are closer to downtown, but they need to come to
Right.
Magnolia
Right.
to try Sherry's out.
We don't have
sometime.
breakfast for our lunch. You see one of our turkey clubs. We roast our own turkeys. We do homemade soups. Everything's made here. So
Yeah.
it's all fresh. It's all homemade. It's delicious.
So where did that passion come from? Were you always baking and cooking growing up? Or?
Not heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something that I like to do. And before I did this, I was a medical transcriptionist for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't really enjoy that. It was a job that allowed me to stay home. So now I've been doing this for about a year and a half, and I didn't realize how much I would actually love it. I knew I needed a change. I didn't know what the change would be. This was the change.
This is so exciting. I
Yeah.
mean, the food looks beautiful. Do you have a favorite dish that you or
This
Chris like
one.
to? Is this chicken or
That's
is this
our
tofu?
teriyaki.
We'll
No,
show
it's
this.
chicken. It's our teriyaki rice bowl. I think it's Lana's favorite too.
I believe that, yeah.
Yeah, that's just something. I love teriyaki. I love rice. Put it together with the salad.
Yeah, yum.
And this is a scramble over here?
Yep, scramble, and that's called the Professor. Is named after one of our customers that would take one of our other meals and switch it around. And I'm like, what's your nickname? What name? Because I'm gonna name it after you. So that's what. And now that's a
Professor?
regular. Yeah, and it's
Cool.
one of our highest selling items
Really?
as well. Yeah.
So
yeah.
what does this have? This is eggs.
It's just
and-
scrambled eggs with diced tomato, diced avocado, fresh, and choice of meat.
Easy.
Yep.
It looks
Right.
great.
And
Yep.
is this a specialty? This beautiful potato salad here?
Yeah, the potato salad is my mother-in-law's recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would use my mom's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we all have a potato
Exactly,
salad recipe,
exactly.
right?
Yep, that and our coleslaw. We do that here as well. So
That's
we
great.
make it here.
So what's the future for you, Sherry? Just continuing on. and-
Continuing
Yeah.
hopefully continuing here. We've been successful the first year, and I just wanted to continue. I love it here. I plan on staying for a long time.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
thank
well, for
you.
you and Chris, congratulations.
Thank you.
And all this beautiful food. We just so appreciate you hosting us today.
Thank you. No, thanks for coming.
And we finally made it.
I know. But you got to sit outside on the patio.
I know.
We did. I know.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful June day.
It is. It is.
Yeah. So,
Thank you,
folks, make it over to Sherry's Corner Cafe.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Sherry
thank you
Karvelas,
so
thanks
much.
so much.
Thank you.
We
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
sure.
love it. Thanks for
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
everything. So there you go, folks. We are at Sherry's Corner Cafe, 2 Lexington Avenue in Magnolia. Sherry's is open 7 days a week. I think it's pretty much 6 a.m. they open up every day. 7's on the weekend, but you can't miss it. We're right here in the best spot in Magnolia, the corner of Lexington and Norman Avenue. So this was a
Right.
fun one.
This was great. And we'd like to hear from you about who you might like to see on the show, where you might like to see us.
Yeah, where should we visit next?
I know. Where should we go? Where should we go? So check us out on social media. Give us a comment on the Facebook post that you see. Comment right now because we're live. And we're doing this live, Kory. 1623 Studios is out live in the 4 communities doing shows like this.
You wanna come on?
And we're excited to be able to bring these kinds of programs to you from 1623 Studios. And Kory and I certainly have a good time.
I just waved in the mayor of Magnolia now, so Steve Asaro from the post office. I had to. We had to sneak him in. We're good, at least on
He
time,
popped
right?
his head up. You can just stand up.
Is this lunch break yet?
I got busy. No, lunch break, you don't get me.
Hey,
I
no,
take
we're
my
good.
nap on my lunch break.
I can hold it for you.
Great.
So you're the post office person?
I'm him. I'm the manager of the post office in Magnolia.
Yeah.
Local federal official, I like to call myself. I'm the highest ranking federal official in Magnolia. They come to me with everything.
All right, Kory just called you the mayor of Magnolia.
I mean,
Why
I like
do you
to,
have that?
I like to go with governor because Safathia might take a little offense if I
Right.
got.
She's
I
a
got-
local too. now.
Governor would be, a little more official. But I've been here almost 19 years at this little post
Really?
office. Yeah, I've seen babies born and people leave us.
Yeah.
But it's great to be part of this community. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just amazing little section of Gloucester.
Yeah, and we joke that it's Mayberry, but it's part of the charm.
It is. It really is. I mean, everybody that walks through the door, so which is part of the appeal of having this little gig that I got here.
Yeah.
So what's funny
Sounds
is
like a
we're
gig.
booking the show and we're getting guests and all that, and everyone kept saying, "Well, is Steve going on? Is Steve going on? Is Steve?" Well, yeah, of course he's probably going to come on. He'll talk.
Well, I got busy right at the end, so I'm watching it on my phone. You know, and I'm watching. I was like,
great,
they got
great.
plenty of gas. They got plenty of gas. I'll go lock up for lunch, and then I poked my head out, and you kind of waved me on.
Yeah, perfect timing,
And I had to
Steve.
see what the specials were at Sherry's too.
I know.
Because,
Do you want to have
Look
the
at this.
no,
teriyaki
that's okay.
chicken?
Oh wow, what a spread she put out for you
I
guys!
know, it's
Wow,
really
all-
beautiful.
Place is
I
Okay,
don't
great.
have
Place
anything
is
named
great.
after you here.
This
is the professor.
I know the.
We don't, we
I
don't
don't
have the
need
federal.
If they named something after me, it may not be appropriate. So,
That's true, too.
so probably not.
Oh
good
yeah, there's a
idea.
story to be told there.
Oh, man, it could be. It could be. Yeah. But yeah, I'm so great to have you guys out here. You know, I mean, Magnolia, Lexington Ave, and Magnolia in general is just. It's just an amazing place to be. I mean, we have the shore. You can walk around. You get the shops, the wellness, the restaurants. There's no reason not to come out here and spend an afternoon or a morning, you know, and take a stroll around. Especially Sunday mornings now. They got the farmers market and plenty of parking. The street's closed, but we got parking all around. 525 generously lets you use the back parking lot. So yeah, it's a great little way to spend your summer mornings now.
So, like you said, 19 years here. What's
Yeah.
it like seeing the transformation from what Lexington Ave was to what it is
well,
today?
you know, I was here. Unfortunately, I was here the day 2 Ocean Ave burned to the ground.
Oh,
yeah.
I've seen Tony's, but you know, this place always regenerates itself. And over the 19 years, it has gone, you know, up and down. People come and go, but the people who live here and who are dedicated to it always make sure that it comes back either stronger or more exciting than it was, you know, beforehand.
Yeah.
So it's a great
Great.
little place. Yeah. So.
Very well.
Well,
put.
great. Thanks, guys.
Well, thanks for
having me
stopping
on.
by.
Thanks for
Anytime,
stopping
Steve,
over.
apparently.
Well, if this is the professor, you've got to get the governor.
Oh, the governor. That's perfect. It was my father's nickname for another story that's probably not appropriate for TV, but that was my father's nickname.
All right, the governor.
So, yeah. So thanks, guys.
All right,
Thanks,
next time we
Steve.
bring out food, Steve, then you can show up.
Oh, that sounds
Sorry,
great.
I noticed how that
A nice
Yeah,
script
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Pretty
You
good.
sure you don't?
No, thank you very
All right,
much.
thank
Bye,
you.
Steve.
Steve is
Thank you.
from right down here, right from the local post office in Magnolia. Thanks for joining us. And what do you think? Should we put a bow on this? Are we good, Lise?
You have 5 minutes, but put a bow on it if you want.
So I have a final question for Kory. So
Sure.
Kory grew up in Magnolia, and
Right
this
over
has
here.
been this has been your place all your life.
This is my old bus stop.
Your parents,
ago.
your parents live here. This is where he went to school. So Kory, what does Magnolia mean to you?
It was an amazing place to grow up. It's so nice and quiet. It was also one of those times too, because I was like a child of the 80s, where there were a ton of young families here. And I had, 15 or 20 friends all around my age in a real quiet part of Gloucester. And we had the old Magnolia pool, where there was a tennis court there and a pool, obviously, in a ball field. And there's not much here, but we made the most of it. West East Pond, Magnolia Beach, of course. We all had jobs by the time we were 9 or 10. We all were delivering newspapers back in the day, or all ended up in the kitchens here, short order cook, washing the dishes. And you see a lot of the place, a lot of the venues changed, but they also stayed the same too. And so to see Lexington Avenue sort of bounce back, or Magnolia bounce back, because like every generation we have like a devastating fire.
Right, I know. It's
And
so
then
terrible.
it takes a while, but then the grass grows again. And then we dealt, like Steve mentioned, Tony's, like the Magnolia House of Pizza.
Yeah.
Well, that was down that end by Magnolia Square. But also this whole block of Lexington Avenue had burned down before. And 2 Ocean Ave, the big Ocean Terrace building. So it's cool seeing that bounce back, and you can't discount the beauty. Everywhere you walk here, it's a screensaver. I mean, you're just along shore road of the ocean.
Yeah.
It's a nice, quiet walk. Great fields here, and good, friendly people. And it's like you see people, you walk up and down the streets, like you've known them for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Dick Wilson's been here 60-something years now, and that just doesn't change. So I lived in LA I lived in other places, but you always miss neighborhoods, and you always miss home. And now to see home with people from Europe right in your backyard.
Yeah.
We used to deliver papers, and now a wellness, holistic healing is all over. And just adapting with the times and changes. It's been really awesome to witness that stuff. So
Great.
love is living in Magnolia. That was what the bumper sticker said growing up, and I agree. So looking forward to the next events they're having. This thing at the landing. They used to always have a Magnolia Lions auction down there at the landing, which is like the big annual event. And they're trying to bring that back appropriately to raise money for the pier, which is sort of it's like our man at the wheel statue.
Yeah.
For Magnolia. So I love being back here and can't wait to come back and do one of these again with you.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great. Well, welcome home.
Yeah.
We're here.
In Ward 5, yeah.
And now we're here. Our next show is going to be June 26th, hopefully covering Fiesta
On the stage, on the
St.
altar
Peter's
there,
Fiesta.
St. Peter's Square.
Right,
yeah.
so we're really excited about bringing you Fiesta coverage, and we've got some other really great shows live here in Cape Ann. We'll be visiting all 4 communities this summer, so stay tuned, watch us on Facebook, check us out, and come down and visit.
Yeah, we want to thank Steve Asaro, David Bergeron, Dick Wilson, Jan von Tetzchner, and Guðmundur from the Innovation House, Kim Sardo, Donna Ardizzoni, Sean Nolan did not make it. I'll be calling him after this. And of course, our great hosts, Sherry and Chris Karvelas of Sherry's Corner Cafe, and our crew.
Yes.
Matt, Becky, Lisa, Alana. Is that all? David's right here behind the cameras. He's the one actually videotaping us right now. So thanks for all your help. We can't wait to do this again with you. It's Now We're Here with Maureen Aylward. And I'm Kory Curcuru. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you later. Thank you.